Number four thing we're going to look at is experience and leadership. Skoo?
Well, I think again, I'm just going to keep falling back on who was selected, but Randy has the experience, as evident when he was on council. There's a big, I in my opinion, there's a if you're asked to lead a committee or commission or subcommission on the council, that's pretty big. Randy was asked to do that several times, and he also was asked off of the council to head up the um, Central Business District Development Master Plan. So, from a leadership standpoint, number one, he's demonstrated that as an alderman. Number two, he gets along obviously with the city management team that is critical in all this that's not discussed. Um, so from that standpoint, yeah, he again backing up the caucus second. I'm sure they vetted that too, and they asked and got the same thing. Yes, he. That's why he was selected. On the flip side, um, I don't know any committee that Prue headed up as an alderman. I know she was co-chair of several. I was on a committee with her, the golf course committee that she was co-chair of. Actually, Tim Newman ran it as an alderman, headed that whole thing up in the golf course development thing. So, you know, although she was part of the some of the committees and all, she wasn't leading them, and that's a big thing for me. And that everyone should know is when you're looking for leadership, particularly a past alderman, what did they do as an alderman? How did they lead that way? And Randy stands head and shoulders above Prue on that.
Rick?
Nothing against Prue, but that's just fact.
Randy's got good experience in business, as well as in a profession, as a surgeon, as well as having served on the city council, and having led the Central Business District, which is particularly important to me as an effort. He clearly has the experience and the leadership abilities that it would take to be mayor. Prue Beidler has been on the council. I think she has the basic qualifications for the job, but on the other hand, I don't know. I think she does want to take us someplace, because once again, going back to her spokesman Moorhead says that leaders take people where they don't want to go. And so I think she wants to take us where we don't want to go. I don't want to vote for that.
Leaders or bad leaders take us where we don't want to go.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I think she wants to take us someplace where we don't want to go, and maybe it's the soda tax, and maybe it's other things, but it is not where I want to go.
Randy's a surgeon, and I don't know if you've ever had surgery or had a family member that's had surgery, but a surgeon just doesn't walk in and start chopping away. There's a whole team there. There's, some of these surgeries have 10, 15 people involved. I mean, he is a leader when leadership really counts. And I think that Skoo, you know him much better than me, and you've seen him in action, and you've seen these two in action. Leadership is not being a bobblehead and just saying, "Oh, I agree with everything," like Prue has done. I think we see more of that from Randy, both in his work experience, both from the business end of his partnership, as well as, again, leading a medical team through surgical procedures, and just the things he's done over the years on the council. And I do like the fact that he didn't really want this. You go back to in the history of our country, George Washington didn't want to be president. Sometimes the best leaders are the ones that don't really want the job.
And I just want to clarify, Joe, what you're saying too is it's not that because for some reason people hear bits and pieces of stuff. It's not that Randy did not want to be mayor. He wasn't running for mayor. He was asked to serve Randy, you did a great job serving before as alderman. There's several people that feel that you would be a fantastic person to run for mayor, to be our mayor. So yeah, I agree with you, Joe, but it's too many people kind of take snippets and say, Randy, yeah, technically wasn't looking to do this. And the city called him, and I should say our community called him and said, you would be great at it. And he said,
contrast that with Prue Beidler, who rejected 3 times by the caucus and is just spending whatever it takes. If Prue Beidler wins this election, she will have bought the election. Let's make that very clear. And I don't think of that as a leader.
Well, let's also want to make it perfectly clear too that there was strategy around it. When she got denied the previous 2 times, why didn't she run independently again? You know why? Because she knew she had no chance against the previous 2 caucus supported mayoral candidates. She felt, and she also listening to the people she's hired, was that Randy was a prime one she could beat. Oh yeah, it's Randy. We can beat him. So that's why there's strategy around it. She didn't run those other 2 times. I want to know why she didn't do it then. And she chose now.
Well, getting back to leadership, and this is gonna be a twofer because the next one is development. Didn't Randy lead something to do with development in the city?
Yeah, the central business district. Develop master plan.
So
he led it, right?
Well, he's still leading.
Still leading, sure. Yeah. Right. Although they haven't really done anything, I will say.
Right.
It's been, they've been in the business for a while, but COVID really put them, I think, on the shelf for a couple of years.
Right, but they've turned that up full steam in the last several months.
They restarted the effort
by engaging the community and doing all that stuff.
Lake Forest needs help in the central business district. Clearly, are looking down in the mouth. Although fortunately, we have some great restaurants all of a sudden. Retail is looking very bad, but the restaurant business in Lake Forest, we are no longer a food desert.
By the way, Hometown opened up Monday.
Yes,
fantastic. Fantastic.
Very good.
Go over there.
You know who the first customer was?
Huh?
You know who the first customer was?
Who?
Dr. Randy Tack, leading the way.
I was there when he was. I was there right after that.
Well, I hope the Prue bots don't boycott them now because of that. So
good job.
Go in there. It's fantastic. It's got everything.
So Randy was asked to lead the central business district. Prue wasn't. There's a difference between leadership and salesmanship. If this was a race for salesmanship, okay, Prue, you win.
But can I add one more thing?
Yeah, please.
Randy was asked to lead the central business district development master plan and all that. When Prue's brought into being asked to do stuff? When it's a public-private venture where they need money, because she's very good at fundraising, as she's proven.
You mean writing checks?
That's a big difference. No,
That's
not writing checks because the stuff that she's co-chaired or whatever, the beach development, the golf course, go look at those and how much she's donated to those causes.
Well, you can say whatever you want if you're selling something, because you can sell anything that anybody wants. Now, if you're going to lead, you don't have anybody behind you following you. You're just somebody out there for a walk.